Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome William Rickert, co-chair of the Teachers College Board of Trustees.
Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. Along with Jack Hyland, my colleague, we are co-chairmen of the Board of Teachers College, and I have the honor of officially opening today's ceremony. On behalf of the entire community at Teachers College, welcome to the 2015 Masters Convocation. It now gives me very great pleasure to introduce the President of Teachers College, Susan Fuhrman.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the most joyous occasion on the calendar of Teachers College, when we honor the talented, energetic, and dedicated men and women who are ready to lead the charge into the future. Congratulations, graduates, you made it. And congratulations as well to those who helped you make it to this day, our outstanding faculty and dedicated staff. And of course, congratulations to your families and partners. Graduates, please join me in thanking them for their indispensable support. We're so proud of our graduates today. This is a wonderful day in so many ways. A day for you to reflect on what you've accomplished here at TC and to look ahead to what you will no doubt achieve in the years ahead. And of course, this is a day to celebrate. You have studied long and hard, and now you should be proud of all you've achieved. You will have an impact in so many important ways. You will create beautiful pieces of art and music and then help new generations learn to create and appreciate artistic expression. Or you will prepare students from the earliest grades through college to achieve initial and then more sophisticated literacy and language skills. Or you will teach the citizens of the future to respect, appreciate, and critically evaluate our past, and to undertake productive collaborations to assure our future. Some of you are not planning on teaching careers, but will build on what you've learned to develop careers as leaders or researchers. Some of you will go on to be scholars breaking new ground in your fields of study. Whether as a teacher, artist, or administrator, TC graduates will broaden the worlds of people and make a lasting difference in whatever field they choose. While we know the great work you did here will take you in your chosen direction, your most valuable ticket may be the college's philosophical framework, underlying everything we do at TC. Early in the life of the college, our first dean, James Russell, set out the principles that future leaders like Lawrence Kremen carried on. The principle most instructive for us today was the establishment of, quote, training, which would enable the student to see the relationships existing everywhere in the various fields of knowledge, even the unity of all knowledge. This opened the door from the very early years of TC to offer courses in nutrition, psychology, nursing, and other fields not traditionally connected with preparation in education. And this appreciation of the relationship between all knowledge is what attracts the most interesting and gifted students and world-class faculty to TC. Knowledge powerfully advances society only through meaningful application. As you well know, there are no simple answers at the root of most problems, certainly not those that challenge us generation after generation. The long, hard work is in building and rebuilding a more just and humane world. Teachers College helps to build a foundation for you, but ultimately you must continually sharpen your thinking and understanding and apply your knowledge to fight ignorance, injustice, and inequities. You have shown us that you can do just that, and we are more hopeful knowing the world is in your hands. Every era has its defining struggle. Your time at TC may well be defined by the persistent racism, growing inequities, and community conflicts that have been confronting our country. This year has made us reflect more than ever on the role of a school of education in advancing social justice. It has never been clearer that whatever goes on at TC, whether it's research, clinical investigations, papers, artistic creations, or studies, everything must invariably be in the service of achieving a greater good. You've been challenged by all that's going on around you, but you've risen to the challenge. We're proud of your commitment to bringing all that you've learned and all that you understand to bear on these problems. You did not run from them, and you are not just a part of the conversation, you led it. The Civic Participation Project stands as a testament to your commitment to action. You worked side by side with faculty to build a safe space to look at what was happening around the country and gave voice to the outrage and frustration. This work that many of you helped begin will remain very valuable to the TC community. Graduates, you're part of a great history, following in the footsteps of TC founders and leaders who nurtured this institution as a world-renowned center of new ideas, practices, and fields of inquiry. Take pride in TC's legacy of firsts. Consider the fields that started here: social studies, urban education, special education, arts education, music education, elementary and secondary education, and that's just a partial list. I know the class of 2015 will navigate promising new paths that will be added to this list. Like the path taken by Rebecca Burns. She's receiving her degree today in art and art education. An artist and painter growing up in New York City and in Florida, her master's thesis grew out of her work as an art teacher in women's prisons in South Florida. While at TC, Rebecca decided to get her master's instead of her original plan for a doctorate. Realizing how important face-to-face teaching and contact is for her, she's working now with seniors at Lenox Hill Neighborhood House, where she's learning another non-traditional application of her art training. Sarah Dewar has wanted to be a teacher since accompanying her mother, an elementary school teacher, on errands around their hometown of Edison, New Jersey, and running into her mother's effusive former students. When she decided to go to graduate school, she applied to the nation's leading education schools. She was delighted to be accepted at TC, although she knew she'd have to make sacrifices. Thanks to TC's Abby M. O'Neill Fellowship, it turned out she didn't have to worry. As part of the program's mission to address multiple needs in teacher education, Sarah will spend the next 2 years teaching in New York City and receiving guidance from an experienced teacher known as an induction mentor. At the same time, she'll be able to draw on a network of colleagues from the first and second O'Neill cohorts. Laura Panton studied bilingual bicultural education, and her thesis looked at how a fourth grade bilingual tricultural student showed his identity in various contexts. She wanted to demonstrate that the way a child identifies himself can help enhance the multicultural learning environment of a dual language classroom and encourage students to share more about their authentic selves. As an immigrant from Venezuela and a child who grew up bilingual and bicultural in the United States, Laura decided that TC's program would engage her the most and open up opportunities she would not find elsewhere. She'll begin working as a kindergarten Spanish teacher in a dual language program in South Florida. With her experience and enthusiasm, she's getting a lot of creative flexibility from her new principal to create a curriculum and design the program. Amanda Meyer will be getting her master's in teaching English to speakers of other languages in the adult education track. Although she had experience teaching ESL, Amanda was eager to delve into theory and research with leading professors. Most of all, she's appreciated being surrounded by so many inspired and inspiring classmates. She's currently an adjunct ESL instructor at Westchester Community College, working with adult immigrants learning English to attend college in the U.S. or advance their career. She'd like to continue working at the community college level for a few years while continuing her research and publishing her thesis on podcasting in second language education. These are just a few of the many great stories I could share. Today, graduates, you become TC alumni. There's really nothing more important to the success of TC than its graduates. You now belong to a group of 90,000 strong. representing an incredible cross-section of geography and accomplishment. Our alumni are doing exciting work across diverse fields, directing policy initiatives at the White House, producing Emmy Award-winning children's television programs, launching childhood obesity initiatives in poor communities, to name a very few. They share a passion for shaping new paths, creating a healthier and more just and prosperous world for all. You're in good company. Speaking of alumni, we're thrilled today to welcome a special group who graduated some 50 years ago. We had a chance earlier this morning to catch up, and they walk proudly in the procession. They inspire us, and in turn, they welcome our newest grads into this coveted group. Let's give them a round of applause. As our students show us, and as this spectacular space makes us appreciate, there are no limits to what's possible in the hands of creative minds. Dr. Maxine Green, the eminent TC educational philosopher who we lost last year, reminded us that it's through imagination that we become wide awake to possibilities. Here's my message for today, building on Maxine's words and our shared pride in all that you've learned here. As a graduate of Teachers College, you have the foundation to become whatever you choose to, limited only by how far you let your imagination take you. Within every one of you lies the capability, a capability sharpened through your experience of bridging theory and practice at this great institution, to solve the difficult problems facing society today. Graduates, you are the agents of change. The world needs you more than ever. This is your call to action. We wish you the best in the next chapter of your lives. Congratulations. We've now reached the moment in this ceremony when we honor an extraordinary individual whose life's work has advanced the cause of education while upholding TC's core mission to foster excellence and equity in the fields we serve. Among those honored at past ceremonies are Archbishop Desmond Tutu, Coretta Scott King, Senator George Mitchell, Pete Seeger, Thomas Friedman, Gail Collins, Spike Lee, Linda Darling-Hammond, Temple Grandin, and the Reverend Dr. Calvin O. Butts. This year we honor 4 preeminent scholars and practitioners, Drs. Deborah Lowenberg-Ball, Kent McGuire, Luis Moll, and John Ioannidis. I'm pleased to welcome TC Professor Erica Walker and Provost Tom James to introduce Dr. Deborah Lowenberg-Ball today. Thank you.